It basically means that Camel, I think, feels pretty confident. They feel that they don't need to change up their bands. There's nothing particular that they need to block that they weren't blocking before. And it's Tuskers that are going to need to be coming out of the box with something special here.
But would they be willing to bat? Would they be willing to bat the trip to elimination bracket to bring the same setup?
I could kind of imagine the Camel might. It's been such a short period of time that there hasn't been a lot of time for Tuskers to think about a counter to it. But I definitely don't think Tuskers will.
No, definitely not. But yeah, I was referring to Camel.
I think it's very possible Camel might.
You can't buy new setups at this point. You just literally can't get to Jita in time. And even if you could, if in the very first weekend we saw everyone buy all the Gilas because they were so popular, there were 5 left up on market for like $3 bill at the cheapest. Yeah. Brilliant market PvP going on. So like having to change your setups on the fly like that is so incredibly difficult.
That means that there's a couple things you can do to help that. One is to just have a wide selection of ships available. So you might want to like swap out one ship for another, and you just happen to have a bunch of those ships and the mods for it. The other is you can operate out of Jita, or if you don't want to have to worry about the pop caps, you can operate out of Ren's or Amar or XII. And then you have access to, except for maybe some specialty stuff that you've hopefully stocked up on, anything you want. If you decide, well, we really need a signal lamp for this ship, you can just buy a signal lamp and swap it right in.
But Campbell just convincingly won the last match anyway.
Yes. Yeah.
And like they're 1 ahead, so why not like do the same thing and just go to the finals?
I think it's very possible that they might just do that and rely on their piloting experience.
They did really, really well. Like if I was the team captain of that team, just do the same shit they did last time and we're in. Like,
it's a very valid strategy, especially since, like you guys pointed out, maybe you don't have time to counter it.
Yeah, and I mean both of these teams now, so Camel and PL are both 1 match away, 1 win away from getting to the winners bracket finals.
Yes.
And if you make it to that point, you're guaranteed to be through today. You're guaranteed to be like in the games tomorrow. And you know that at that point you've won at least a couple of tournament prize ships. Yeah. So that's a huge step. Both of these two teams are so close to guaranteeing themselves at least some tournament prize ships, and then from that point on, it's just about how many you get.
I really don't think we should see anything new from Camel. Even if it's not the same as they brought last setup, I think it'll be something we've probably seen from them before, we've seen in the tournament before. Because if you're going into that final day, you do not want to show the PLs of the world, the Hydras of the world, oh, this is another setup we have that you now have 10 hours to prepare for. Save it as long as possible. They've got loser bracket safety, which no one wants to use, but they have this 3rd match safety.
Yep. The other thing that we could see from them, and considering especially what they've been bringing so far this tournament, is we could see that Astarte Celestis team.
Yes.
Because
I do like that.
They've been practicing with Hydra. This could be a setup that Hydra kept hidden from them. I'm sure there's going to be some of those they've kept hidden from each other. But most of their setups they probably know of, and they've probably practiced them and practiced against them. So it's very possible we could see something where they decide to just bring out that setup. People have seen it before, but they haven't seen it from Camel.
Yeah, it's the only way to, as I've said, the only way to sort of know what happens next is when the match is ready. But because it's been such a short time since these teams fought, they do get upwards of 40 minutes to prepare for the next match. So we'll have to be ripe with anticipation for
just a little bit longer.
For just a little bit longer.
I mean, with Bedic here, I remember when we first got to Iceland, you were kind of giddy as a schoolchild telling us about these burner missions and how many kill medals you felt you were getting because of the Institute of the burner missions. Do you remember any details on just how many people that you managed to kill?
I didn't check this morning's stats, so apologies for that. I didn't get a chance to. We were setting up everything here, but as of midnight 2 days ago, it was just over 13,000 player ships had been killed by them. And 500 and something billion-esque. So not quite 600 billion, but we'll accept 500 billion.
There's been an increase of value of assault frigates in the game. Let's put it that way.
And people have been continuously getting better at killing them too. People are learning, they're sharing setups, they're sharing ideas, tactics, they're working together, and we are seeing the tide of this war slowly turning. It's going to be a while, but eventually players will have killed more burners than burners have killed players, I think.
Yeah. It's almost as if the humans are evolving.
Yeah, and then as soon as they're ready, as soon as they kind of start to make progress there, we'll introduce the new ones.
Yeah.
They'll die all over again.
Or we tweak the other ones.
You're one of those.
I've seen on like all different forums and in mails and stuff. People going, I've lost 15 assault frigates. I can't go on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like some people that kind of challenge is what they really are looking for out of some PvE. If they want to give it a try, challenge themselves, and kind of beat this fitting puzzle. And that's why we made them optional missions. You can turn them down if anyone kind of sees these missions and you don't maybe read through the whole text. Just as a reminder, they're completely optional. If you turn them down, you get no standings penalties at all. The agent just says, fine, it's okay, not everyone can handle these, gives you another mission.
Yeah. And the interesting part is like, this forces people to use certain mechanics in that sense. Like I think a lot of people are looking at the overheating. They've never had to overheat anything in the past. And then a lot of micromanagement. Yep. And I think like, this is a challenge like in its own self, like get the timing right, when is the cap injector gonna pop, like when are you repairing and all of these things. Or also you just call friends and block. It's like what sort of.
Yep. Yeah, we some of our friends in the GM department sent us an email after they finished it. What is it? They took 4 people in the end. With their group?
They had been at it for 3 days.
Yeah, they kept inviting every once in a while. They tried a couple of times and then they bring someone else in. They tried a couple of times to bring another person.
But it was super cool. They were theory crafting. They weren't like they used expensive stuff the first round and then decided that wasn't a good idea anymore, and they just went theory crafting. They at the end were using electronic assault frigates really well. No, electronic
attack frigates.
Yeah, the attack frigates, especially the millimeter one. Like you have the web, you have the pit there. You have a
they were up
similar
against the Sancho one, I think. So
Sancho
slowing it down is really
slowing
key.
it down. And you're seeing elements like you see in the tournament here, where like a painter can be the difference between success and not.
It's interesting that you're teaching the people the 2 fundamental mechanics of EVE Online, overheating and blobbing.
Yes.
That's great.
And making sure you don't fly what you can't afford to lose.
That is what I really like about these missions, though, because for so long, in a lot of PvE content, EVE, you kind of had these optimal ships. You bring this ship with this fit exactly to this mission, and you can kind of just almost autopilot. You know, the AFK tar being, a well-known phrase. Now in burner missions, everybody's talking, everybody's theory crafting. Pilots are having to make decisions, and that's what I love about EVE. If you make decisions more intelligently than the next guy or than the burner NPC, then you get rewarded for being intelligent. I mean, I'm pretty stupid, so I'd probably lose 100 assault frigates before I worked out, but I really love that approach to game design.
And it's nice, like we're seeing ship fitting threats in missions and complexes. I haven't seen that for like 2.5 years. So just in that, it's like a profit for me. And like, I don't know, like the meta gaming in EVE like becomes sometimes stale. And like this is an excellent way to shake it up. And also this gives us a really nice test environment, because we're looking later on in like AI and tweaking and better things like that. And this is much more of a hardcore 1 versus 1. Can we take it to 12? Pretty much scenario.
You always want to go higher and higher.
Burner incursions, maybe?
Maybe someday.
I think so. Like I think we want to fine tune the like 1 versus 1, or like not 1 versus 1, but that kind of optimal where you're like on the edge of winning or losing, and just use this as a really good test bed. Like, and I'm really happy with like how many people like say no, I will not do this mission. Like, and that's like one of the mentalities. Like some people like feel if they can't do something, that their game is over. And like we were a little bit afraid people would accept the mission, get stuck on it, not like just like I'm out of here, I'm not doing this. But we're really happy with the rate of people just declining it and then like preparing for it and making it their mission to finish this one thing, which is pretty good.
Or moving on with whatever else they enjoy, what other missions they enjoy doing.
Or talk to other people so you can block them.
So yeah, we're still waiting for the teams to get on grid on the battle arena where we're going to be fighting, because this is going to be the second match of the series between the Tuskers and the Camel Empire. They do need a little bit of downtime between matches to refit, refill, bio and all such things that we all know. So we'll make sure to go straight into space once that ready. But I want to continue my question before we went to the other match about your implementations and sort of tweaking on the tools that you developers have to do your job.
So that's the nice thing. We're structured more in a team structure now. So, for example, our team, we have me and Fossi, of course, with the designers. Then we have a QA resource, Mr. Green.
CCP Lebowski.
CCP Lebowski, and then we have Mastermind, CCP Mastermind, and
Master Plan.
Master Plan, sorry, and
Frelicious, I think.
Frelicious.
I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but it's...
I think it's never posted anywhere. Like
Delicious.
Frelicious. So we have...
Or Frelicus or something like that.
So we have all the... To take your word, we have all the tools in the box as a team, pretty much.
Okay.
So it's really nice that now, like with burner missions, we looked, Fossi, for example, changed like that now you can use a 2-point scrambler on NPCs. And that was the nice thing where we got an idea. It would be awesome if we could do this. And now we have basically the people in the team to do this rapidly. Like, it worked and worked not, but it works perfectly today. But it was really nice seeing this kind of rapid deployment is going like, can we do this? And then 2 days later, yes, we can with unseen consequences, but then later on it was good again.
Yes.
But that's what excites me for the next year. Like for example, when we do more burner missions and we're looking at other features. We're currently also trying to take a poke at the sensor overlay, adding more functionality in that. I'm really excited about that, but it's going to be a slow burn project, but I think it's going to be super powerful when we get it
really
out and tweaked. So the general idea is we're going to try to add personal and corporation bookmarks in there. So you can actually have a graphical representation.
You can actually see where they are in space.
Yeah. So that's the next big project. I think that would be super powerful because bookmarks, well, when you have the right click, you get like a folder and another folder, and they're so invisible. Like some people have to see it graphically where the locations are and things like that. And I think that could help a lot of people into FC-ing, for example, being scouts and things like that.
You can see where all your core bookmarks are. Along with that, because of the fact that we're going to be, now it'll be 2 different types of information in that overlay. Like there's the stuff you can do for exploration, and then your stuff like bookmarks and mission objectives and all that. We're going to also allow people to filter it so that you can turn on and off what you want to see. So it means that if you just want to see bookmarks, or you just want to see your mission stuff, or you just want to see anomalies, you don't have to see the other stuff as well.
I mean, personally, when Waffles deploy to nullsec, I'm one of Waffles' FCs, so I end up FCing a lot of bomber ops. So before the fight, I'll have to make 6 bookmark on each gate, on each station, on pauses that might be in fact. So being able to see those instead of saying, okay, guys, go to your bookmark location, go to the one above this gate in this and this folder. It'll just be, okay, we're going to this system, this gate, whatever, and just up, down, left, right. You can see it. It's going to be so much easier for me, for my pilots.
And I think mainly it's going to be the fight on the grid, which is the big difference, where like you can actually start doing weird tactical maneuvers when you're sharing corp bookmarks, where you're saying like we're going to bookmark 8, just start aligning, go, go, go. And I'm hoping to see more tactical warps than on the grid. Where you can do more cat and mouse.
Because if you can see where, if you're going to be slightly not caught in a bubble, if you have just bookmarks made around by the inties, even during fight as they spin around, that's going to be amazing.
And I think also that just the mentality of people when they don't see it, they're just relying on, like, I'm going north, northwest, wherever that is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think people panic a little bit. So when you have the graphical indication, it's like I'm heading there. I can see it's 160. When I get within 149, then I'm done something wrong and things like that. Like,
I mean, even in the AT, having the micro jump drive units give you a place to work to, and Gargan wants to talk.
There you go. And with that, it's almost as if our talking has taken you into the future and the match is ready. I think Camel will take this and it'll go 2-0 to Camel.
Yeah, honestly, after seeing that display, I have to go with Camel on this one.
I believe in my friends in Tuskers.
Keep believing. Don't stop believing.
Like Camel won convincingly last time. I think they won't take a risk. They'll just do the same thing and just go in there and try to get out early.
Full speed ahead.
And in intergalactic news, the Sanchez Nation wishes to expand its borders, and 9HXQ Tag G is one of its targets. They have set up a major base of operations in 3GD6 Tag 8 and are slowly destroying all opposition to their forces.
Welcome back, guys, to match 2 of this 1-0 series now. Camel Empire having the advantage against Tuskers. If Tuskers lose this one, they drop to the elimination bracket. We have myself here with Elise Randolph. I am Bacchanalian, and 2 very interesting setups from these teams.
Yeah, Camel Empire is taking a very similar setup to the one they took in round 1, except for the Golem was banned then. Not now. They're taking the Golem, replacing their Eos with a Proteus. The rest is staying the same. Meanwhile, Tuskers are taking a 2 Rattlesnake and a bunch of Frigate Core with it. Actually, very similar to the setup that won the Alliance tournament last year.
Yeah, this will be really interesting. I mean, the lots of frigates there have a lot of DPS to apply, which is good, but they don't have a lot of support to kill off, which is kind of something that they're fairly good at. So we'll see if they can run down these Inquisitors and kill them, perhaps.
Right now, the Tuskers tackle is going for each and every one of these Navy Vexers, hoping to hold them down.
And there's a web on a Vexer of an Ope right away. Target painter on a different Vexer Navy issue. Target painter on the Scimitar of the Tuskers. Web scram on Lady Labia. This just tackle going down all across Camel Empire here. Damage going down on Lady Labia right away. The Scimitar, meanwhile, for Tuskers, about to go into armor already. Incredible amounts of damage.
Dead.
He is into armor. He's gone.
Down.
Just vaporized. Absolutely disappeared. Lady Labia's Vexer Navy issue is going to go right with him, though. This time Tuskers do manage to trade a ship here. Webs across 3 of the Vexer hulls on the field here. A Nope now has target painter. He may be the next primary, and sure enough, he is.
This is some amazing tackle done by the Camel Empire. Look how many of them are tackled, or how many, or sorry, by Tuskers. Look how many of the Camel Empire are tackled. And let's see if these Rattlesnakes can apply their damage.
Yeah, we have a target painter on the Claymore of Sainsbury on the Tuskers team. He's now webbed as well, but that's a beefy target to chew through. A Nope's Vexer vaporized, just disappears off the field. We have a web still on Dexter. Zeo's Vexer Navy issue on the Camel Empire side. That Claymore now half shields, boosting back up again, half shields again, still webbed, target painted again, but web and target painter on Lord Anubis, and he's going to go down very shortly. He's into structure. 1 rep cycle coming off. Will he survive? He will not survive. He is down.
These Inquisitors just simply can't keep up with this double Rattlesnake, Harpy, and Worm core. Like, this is insane.
And the Inquisitors are both webbed now. We have damage going on as both of them. That Claymore, meanwhile, is starting to lose shields. He may eventually go into reload here. He will probably drop them, but the Rattlesnakes still have a ton of damage to apply. Question is, are those Inquisitors aren't going to die? I mean, what's it's kind of slowed down now. The Tuskers DPS has slowed down. I'm assuming that the frigate support is what's attacking those Inquisitors.
Yep, and there
Claymore
goes
is
one.
gone.
The other one's not long for this world.
Vexer Navy issue into structure now. Dexter Zia, this is an incredibly close match right now. Tuskers will get the upper hand with this kill.
Tuskers are doing it.
The question now, can Camel break double Rattlesnake? I don't see them doing it with what they got on the field.
Yep, no, I think you're right, and they switched up their tactics a little bit. They had the fast drones before. They still have fast drones. Now Camel are throwing another thing out of the box with webbing drones from these Navy Vexers, maybe from this Proteus. That's how the Claymore was able to die so fast. But it doesn't matter right now. These Rattlesnakes are just having their way with these Navy Vexers.
This is a fantastic bounce back from Tuskers. It's just an amazing show that they do have something else here that they can use. They're going to lose a Hawk here. That's really not going to matter. They have 7-point advantage right now. Really, these Rattlesnakes should, in theory, be able to kill this Vexer of Eshnala, who's now webbed down, target painted. He will die. The Rattlesnake damage can apply.
I think.
Is he going to MJD away? Will he get away?
He is right on the beacon. All of the Camel Empire team are
he's
on
not doing anything.
beacons.
He's going to die. He's in low structure. He's got to go now if he's going to do it.
Nope, didn't activate it. I guess not in time, or he just drifted out of range. He is dead.
So the Tuskers now holding on to a very solid lead there. I'm guessing they're going to go for this Vexer Navy issue next. Why not? Don't waste your time on the goal. Actually, they're target painting the Proteus of Zabos. Maybe he is the threat. They decide he is the DPS. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I think they've got this one firmly in the bag, though. I mean, as, let's see, New York Gun of the Camel Empire
another target painter on
going
New York Gun.
to an MJD beacon. Man, Camel Empire are really trying to get some use out of these MJD beacons, but
it's really
don't think it's not going to work.
They're only 9 points behind. So on paper, maybe there's a web on New York Gun. They're only 9 points behind, but in reality, they're going to have to murder this entire support wing, and that gives them.
Oh, there's also a scram on New York Gun, so there's no way he's going to be able to use that MJD beacon, even though he's right next to it. So he is dead. These Rattlesnakes, without the damps, without any control pressure at all from the Camel Empire, just having their way with them.
Yeah, 5-point match now, but again, the Vexer Navy is going to explode in short order, putting the Tuskers at 58 points. They may lose a worm at some point. Bay RJ taking quite a bit of damage. He's moving extremely slowly. Is he perhaps scrammed as well? I can't.
Nope.
No, but he's going to die, so he could get a web on him. So there you go. Camel Empire still picking off support, but 13 points now. Golem, holy cow, that Golem's taking a ton of damage.
Yeah, he is not really expecting to take that much damage, but he should be fine.
He turned his ASB on just before he reached armor. I was like, whoa, he's going to get deleted, but okay, he does have a tank fit.
He's fine. This Proteus,
is webbed down. He's not in happy camper zone.
Definitely not fine. He is going to die, and Tuskers are going to make this one 3. They're going to make this series a true
something important to note about bringing Xabos into Proteus now, he's going to explode here before this match expires. Very obviously about to go down now. When you lose a Tech 3 ship like this, you lose some of the skill points associated with flying it. So that pilot will not have time to train that back up before the finals, if they get there before the next match. So that pilot is effectively not going to be able to fly Proteus. I mean, he can still sit and he can still fly it. He won't have all level 5 skills. He goes down. At this level, these teams want all level 5 skills for their ships.
Yeah, he might get lucky. He might lose it from something that doesn't really matter too much. But either way, we've got 2 rattlesnakes, some worms, and
that rattlesnake of Electronica is taking an absolute ton of damage there.
Yeah, I think he's just doing what the Golem was doing before, making us excited. It's great.
So the question is now, can these 2 rattlesnakes break a Golem? They have newts on the Golem to pressure and maybe turn off hardeners eventually, but he's not really using his cap for much else in a Golem, so...
Yeah, these 2 rattlesnakes don't have all that much DPS, probably why...
Although look at that 30% shields. I mean, there's big boosts coming back, but he's just slowly but surely going through shields.
So we got this throwback team from last year doing work. You think this is going to be a trend? Are we going to see anything else from last year making its appearance?
Maybe Atanas?
Come on, Atana Cambion. Come on, Atana Cambion. That'd be so great.
So this Golem actually looks like he is going to hold that tank. We'll see. It's only got 4.5 minutes to go. Eventually somebody might slip up. But what an incredible comeback from Tuskers here. They just got manhandled by Camels, absolutely crushed by them in the last match. Camel just looked very confident in all of their matches so far, and this is the first time they're going to be dealt a loss.
Yep, and this is probably something that they did not expect in the first couple minutes, or first couple seconds. They melted the Tuskers Scimitar in less than 30 seconds. Like, that was craziness, but these rattlesnakes are proving to be a little bit too much. Maybe not. I don't know why.
What he's doing there. I wonder if he's like somehow accidentally reloaded his ASBs. He's awfully low into shields.
Yeah, Electronicus, if you get stolen by a Golem, you lose like all your swagger. Like,
oh, the Golem's about to go into armor. Here we go. Planet G is breaking. Planet 6 is breaking. That's a great primary call. Planet 6. Yeah. So there you go. He's under low armor. I think he will break. The rattlesnake of Electronicus is getting really, really scary low. What are you doing there, guy?
Electronicus, I think your swagger is going to be okay. I think it's going to work. You're going to kill this
into
Golem.
structure. Another big boost coming off, though.
Yeah,
there you go. Slow structure. It's going to go little by little. Little by little.
No links.
Fantastic turnaround from Tuskers here. Fantastic turnaround.
Yep, that was great hustle. That setup was beautiful and beautifully executed. That's the one thing. Like, you see people running setups, but you very rarely see perfect tackle spread. And that is definitely something that they practice with and train with for more than a week, at least a month.
Oh, and that Golem does go down, so this goes to a 1-1 series, and we're going to have to see it go to a full best of 3.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to go back to the studio.
Target has engaged bait. Jump, jump. Target has been broadcast. Kill the pod. Red versus blue, shooting people in the face all day, but best friends after.
Pathny's not believing has some unexpected results that I didn't expect.
All right.
He believed, they did it, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, they also executed amazingly well.
Yes, they did. Wow, that was amazing. That was amazing to watch. And Camel just got, they got dismantled rather than obliterated.
Yeah, they took a setup, they took basically their exact same setup, but a slightly better variant of it. Like, they lost the EOS, they replaced it with the Proteus. That's a downgrade. But they were able to upgrade their Paladin to a Golem, which is much, much better. So they were like, okay, we'll just take this great setup we have. And they even added some really nifty things, like they had webbing drones, which we almost never see ever. And then those super, super fast Valkyries that were going 9.5, 10K. So that was pretty wild. But the tackle that the Tuskers had was just too much.
I don't know. I thought this was great. They completely outshone what I sort of expected from them, and I'm very impressed.
Yeah, Tuskers are legit.
Yes, they are.
And that setup, like it looks like it's super easy to fly, but it's absolutely not. Especially not with the efficiency that they flew it with.
Word.
That's a good addition to
So
it.
I guess it's going to a third game.
Yeah.
So where do you ban? Like who's got the advantage here? I guess Camel maybe has a slight advantage because they just took the same thing twice. So maybe they just said, okay, we'll just use our real setup that we wanted.
And ban the rattlesnake then. Or...
Yeah, that would be smart. But I don't know, like, it's just so crazy. Like, this would give me an ulcer if I had to do the banning. I'd probably miss a ban, which is why I always miss bans.
Based on what you said, it's really good that you're here with us.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be really like
If
bad
I
for
was-
your health. to
Yeah,
be
if I was on the
playing.
PL team, I'd be dying. If I was on any other team, I'd be like
Dying.
losing parts of my stomach. Like,
Yeah.
at least I'm only losing my nails here, so that's okay. A big upgrade.
Did you see how many weapon drones they had on the field?
I only saw 5 of them, but I was too excited to actually like inspect it.
I'm just wondering, like, losing that damage, maybe that.
Yeah,
They killed a
that's
like,
the thing, they're-
scimitar instantly. Like, I don't know, maybe the weapon drones were a mistake.
It could be, but I don't know. I think they just got like hard counted on the setup. Like, I think Camel Empire just didn't really appreciate how good like an 8 assault frigate tackle link can do, even though they were just like worms and hawks and harpies and not all assault frigates. But yeah, it was pretty incredible.
But yeah, now this series will go to 3 games, which means that the winner of the next match that they fight will be the one to advance to the winners bracket finals, and the other one will drop down to the elimination bracket. But first, we have another match to go through with Pandemic Legion versus Nulli Secunda. I think Nulli will not be as easily surprised this time. I think they now realize that it's time to bring something that they've been hiding.
Yeah, I think they have to. Like, you can't bring a setup that PL knows how to fly really well and have kind of flown before. Like, that's just ridiculous. So they got a little bit hubris for that one. Maybe they just wanted to see what could break it for later on in the tournament. Maybe that was like their end game, super meta, like cleverness. But I don't know. Like, I don't think we're gonna see bombs exploding a Loki in 20 seconds. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Do you think that'll happen again in the tournament?
Yes, I hope so, because it's beautiful.
I mean, how come that hasn't happened yet? Like, how come this is the first time we saw that?
Well, for a while, like we saw this same thing happen in Alliance Tournament 7.
Yeah.
PL took a bomber fleet when just non-sentry drones were really popular, killed all the drones. There were no Tinkers back then, but they still killed all the drones. But then we got into this sort of meta where sentry drones were ridiculously popular, and the bombers, like, they're not that reliable against the sentry drones, and the sentry drones could usually just insta-pop the bombers. So people kind of forgot about the bomber, but they're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back, just
Yeah.
like Sexy.
Exactly.
Just like Solo.
Just like
And
Solo.
Solo.
Yeah, I don't know. You should bring... Can you bring Solo back in a bomber? I don't know. You can.
I think so.
There's a guy, I don't know his name, but I see him on Reddit. Like, sometimes he just flies around in a bomber and kills, like, haulers. But he's, like, super, super happy about it, and it just makes me happy, too. So I guess he's bringing...
There's plenty to do with bombers when there's like lots of frigs everywhere.
You just want to go to
Bait
Providence.
them.
Yeah, just go to Providence.
You heard it here first, folks. Go down and bomb some stuff. Now, there's not much more to say about this Tuskers versus Camel Empire match because, I mean, it's obvious what happened, and now we just have to see the resolution with when both teams try fielding their absolute best to get to
Yeah, it's going to be great. Like, this sort of set matchup deserves 3 games.
Yes.
Like, both these teams are incredible. And, of course, neither will be eliminated if they lose, when they lose the 3rd game. They'll just go to the elimination bracket.
Yeah, because there are no losers in this tournament.
Yeah. So,
The next match is the 2nd match of the series between Pandemic Legion and Nulli Secunda. And the bans are already here, and PL banned out the Scimitar and the